Hello wrestling fans and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Tag Team. I'm your host Caesar Scorpio alongside the Invisible E. Vincent, and this week we'll be going over all the information here from Smackdown and Raw leading up to this week. Kicking this off right away with what happened on Monday Night Raw. Whole issue here with the new R-Truth. R-Truth turns heavy. About time. Somebody was paying attention.
Yeah.
WWE was listening to Tag Team here.
Exactly.
Awesome. So R-Truth is now a heavy. Looks like there were some issues here with John Morrison. If you watched it here, you understand what I'm saying. Lighting up cigarettes where kids are in an enclosed arena.
That's illegal.
Crowd chanting here in London. That's illegal. That's illegal. You suck. You suck. R-Truth is officially
a bad guy.
At least in the UK.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see what happens here when he comes to the US if he still carries that. But I'm happy to see that. What's your feeling on him? Finally, looks like he's turning heavy.
Well, I think it's about time they give him something to do. I mean, you know, this guy has been sitting here for so long. It's been like a measure of wasted potential that they've just been letting go. Yeah. You know, so I think it's a positive move forward. You know, in terms of letting his character develop. You know. Hopefully we'll see, you know, what happens in the future, but it looks like a step forward.
Nothing but good things. We've been waiting for a reason to latch on to R-Truth for some time. We've been mentioning here on this week. Yeah. The guy, as he was saying, he has the skills, he's got the talk, he's got the moves. I mean, he just needed to change coat, and it looks like he did that. Hopefully he continues with that, keep that bad guy image here. Hopefully he gets better matches, better opportunities, and we'll look forward to that. Now, same side, there's two sides to the coin here.
Exactly.
This guy became a heavy because John Morrison pushed him around. Now, John Morrison conned him into taking that match. He fell for it. John Morrison's the new #1 contender in that three-way match. Yeah. But now, what does this do to the John Morrison mystique? What do you think that does to his popularity?
Well, as far as popularity, some people are going to like it, some people aren't. But, you know, his whole image was built on being the rock star with the parkour skills. A lot of people gravitated towards that. This sort of seems out of character for that guy, so it seems like a big douche move, you know, from the outside looking in. But you know, some people are gonna like him because of that, and some people are gonna kind of be turned off or turned.
I know there was some John Morrison fans that weren't too happy about him doing that to R-Truth. I think he did R-Truth a favor. R-Truth needed something like that to propel him to become a heavy. I don't see him doing it without that. The fact he did it was done. Now it's all good for everyone involved, I think. Great. Now, next thing that happened here on Monday Night Raw, Dolph Ziggler comes out after Vicky announces that he's new and improved, comes out with a new haircut and a dye job. He's dark-haired now. So, whatever that does for the guy's career, not too sure. He didn't have a problem before booking high-profile matches. Yeah. His skills were never in doubt. The only thing I was knocking him for was his name, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, it wasn't working for me, but whatever. The guy didn't change his name, but he changed everything else. What that does for him, we'll find out here in the weeks to come. There's going to be a shake-up here next week, we'll touch base on, but hopefully that does something.
They have to have something in mind.
Modeling work or something? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to do a movie or something? I don't know. But whatever reason it may be, hopefully it works out. Leads to the next thing here. The match with Sin Cara, John Cena, The Miz, and Alex Riley. Yeah. This looked like a... Okay, here, go ahead. Match.
We need a match.
Go. Yeah, just go ahead. It looked like it was forced. There was no need for that. It leads to the question here. There is a draft coming up next week. Yeah. Sin Cara has yet to latch on to something. Right. Is this exactly what he needs this draft next week?
I think the draft can be nothing but good for Sin Cara. Since he's gotten here, they've been looking for a place to sort of get him to fit. His matches have been visually explosive. They've been, impressive, no doubt. But it's not. He really just hasn't sort of found his place to gel yet. So I think the draft can be nothing but good at this point. Shake-up will be good for him. I think ultimately he'll find a place to go. It should be a step forward.
Yeah, we'll find out here in next week's show. But yeah, it looks like he's been going nowhere fast. They built him up so high. Not going anywhere at this point. We'll see what happens in the shakeup. Like he was saying, it could be nothing but good for Sin Cara. Next here is going back to what happened on SmackDown with the Corre. Well, if you weren't watching here, it was Ezekiel Jackson who took Kofi Kingston and threw it on top of his members of the Corre, stating that he needs to be the #1 contender before Christian, of course, became the new #1 contender for that heavyweight championship match. So, that being the case, true or false, is the Corre done? Is it over?
I don't think the Corre is done. I think Ezekiel Jackson definitely looks like he wants to step out and distinguish himself from the Corre. He's the only member that doesn't have a belt at this point, so it looks like he wants to stretch his legs. He wants to be his own guy, and so this whole situation, this blow up with the Corre, again with the draft coming up, it might be a step forward for him.
Yeah, they might break up the Corre. He might do it for him. Here,
get out,
split up. Yeah, you're out.
Take a break.
Hopefully, because again, when he came from ECW, expected big things from him. He hasn't quite delivered. It's not by his fault. I mean, he's a dominant guy, but they haven't set him up properly, from my opinion. So hopefully,
it's really hard to get the spotlight when you're a member of a four-man team.
Yeah. Hopefully that changes here with this draft. I expect good things here from Zeke to come. That leads to another thing that happened here on SmackDown. We didn't go over here before. The fact that Christian is the new #1 contender. All right, it came down to the big old 20-man battle royal. Christian becomes the new #1 contender. Del Rio's not too happy about it, but hey, that's what it is. So that'll be the main event here at Extreme Rules. And remember, it's going to be a ladder match. Great. I like Christian's skills. I think he's got better skills than Edge. Edge has the better mic skills, but technical skills, Christian. I totally think that. So we'll see what happens with that. Next thing is the draft. This coming up next week on Raw. We're going to have a draft. In case you weren't paying attention to our previous 7 minutes, there's going to be a draft next week. The draft is going to take everybody from SmackDown, everybody from Raw, mix them up there in a lottery, boom, and put them somewhere else. What is your dream matches that you would like to happen, or where would you like to see people meet up at?
Well, that's the thing. This is a great opportunity for some of these guys to move around. A couple of dream matches I would love to see. I mean, can you imagine a match between Ezekiel Jackson versus, let's say, Sheamus, or Ezekiel Jackson versus Mason Ryan
with a belt on the line?
That'd be awesome.
That's main event stuff right there.
Yes, it is. Since we mentioned Sin Cara earlier, what about a match between Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio? Both of them have awesome moves. So it's a match that people have been basically waiting for.
What's taking so long? The guy signed almost a month ago. I mean, not even signed. He signed way before that.
Yeah.
The reason why Mexican fans were so enthused about Sin Cara coming to the WWE was because he's going to be able to match up against his hero, Rey Mysterio. It hasn't happened. What's taking so long? Now, they put, of course, Sin Cara in Raw. Rey Mysterio is, of course, SmackDown. It was damned from the jump. Now, let's see if we get something. Shake it up. They match up. Or they're allies. I really don't want to see them as allies. I want to see them going at it. We'll see if that happens. Only this draft can change that. So
exactly.
Keep your fingers crossed. It needs to happen. All right, that's all the information we have for WWE and SmackDown. Now, what's next is the Lucha Minute. Now, it's going to be a real brief Lucha Minute, just to make sure you guys know that AAA is showing on Galavisión Saturday the part 2 of King of Kings pay-per-view. Now, if you missed it, this King of Kings was a pay-per-view only available for the Sky customers in Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, they made the part 1 available this last Saturday. If you weren't able to check it out, that's fine. They're going to have part 2 of that same pay-per-view this Saturday. Now, if you don't understand Spanish, that's fine. Go to UnifiedWrestling.com. We will have live coverage during that show. So if there's some dialogue going on in English, in Spanish, you'll read it in English. And that's the way it'll go. So if you're interested in some Lucha Libre, great Lucha Libre, pay-per-view, AAA Lucha Libre, tune in, check it out. You won't be disappointed. And follow along. You'll know what they're talking about. All right, for myself, Cesar Scorpio, and the Invincible E. Vincent, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you guys again on Friday. Have a good one.
Take care.